Good evening, everyone. I'm coming to you live to speak a little bit on this Mercury retrograde energy that we are going through at this time. So if you're catching the replay on Facebook, let me know that you caught the replay. Feel free to share your thoughts, anything you want to add to the discussion. If you're catching me on YouTube, because I feel like I'm going to need to upload this to YouTube, let me know that you caught the video on YouTube. Feel free to share your thoughts as well in the comments. Let me know that you liked this video. Be sure to subscribe. And so I wanted to come to you live today to talk about this energy because everyone is feeling it to different levels. And I really wanted to shed some light for those of you that might need some extra guidance at this time. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Stef. I'm a psychic business empowerment coach. I teach my clients how to manifest anything that they want in their personal lives and businesses. And I do this through teaching my clients how to have such a high level of self-awareness around their limiting beliefs, their fears, their emotional energy that they hold within themselves that is keeping them at a lower vibrational state and out of alignment with the things that they do want, and teaching my clients how to release that energy to be able to then more easily attract the things that they do want and bring themselves into alignment with those things. Hey Cozy, how are you? So I have tagged those of you on Facebook that wanted to know more about this information, that shared your thoughts and insights. By the way, if you're catching me from YouTube, I have a free Facebook group currently called Divine Creation. So if you go to my business page on Facebook at facebook.com/StefVenturaCoaching, you will find the link somewhere there to my group in case I change the name of my group in the future when you're watching this. But otherwise, right now, my group is called Divine Creation, and this is where I'm doing the video teaching from. This energy's heavy. Yes, Cozy. It is feeling heavy for quite some people, for sure. And so what I wanted to talk about today was, why this energy is feeling heavy for many of you and why it's manifesting in the many different ways in which it's manifesting for you. So I'm not an astrologist, first of all, just letting y'all know. But my basic understanding of the Mercury retrograde periods that we have a few times a year, because this does happen like 3 or 4 times a year. I don't know how many times. But every time we go through these periods, it's really a period to slow down and to go within and to readjust and see what we really need to release at this time. That it has been kind of not allowing us to move forward more gracefully, more easily, more quickly, and releasing those things by taking that time to go within and seeing what that actually is, first of all, releasing them, and then when the energy shifts back into its normal state, I guess, then we're able to move forward with so much more ease and grace instead of feeling like we're still carrying all of this stuff, okay? Hey Bertha, how are you? So Bertha's like my expert astrologist in my group, so definitely be sure to join my group on Facebook if you're watching from YouTube. She knows all about these things and shares her wisdom around that. But this is my basic understanding of the retrograde energy. And right now at this time, if you've been following me for a while, if you've been in my group for a while, you know that I have been discussing how we are going to see an increase of energy coming in. And this higher vibrational energy that's coming in is going to be purging out more of those low vibrational things that are not in alignment with this higher energy, okay? And it's going to just keep increasing and increasing and increasing because there is only up. There is only going to higher and higher degrees. So the energy that's going to come in is just going to keep coming in. It's going to keep coming in, and it's going to raise the vibration of this planet and everyone on it. And we all need to do our parts to be able to raise our own personal vibrations, our own personal frequency, to more easily assimilate those energies that are coming in so that we get to move through this with so much more ease and grace. For those of us that are not releasing the things that we need to release at this time, either because we're not consciously aware of it or because we're resisting it, when we're in the state of not releasing, either consciously or unconsciously, then when these energies are coming in, we really feel it strongly within ourselves. We really notice it strongly within our lives. And so this is what has been really coming up for people because, like I've been talking about this for the last 1.5 years, ever since I really started coming out as a spiritual teacher and channeling and all these different things. this energy is going to get more and more intense. By the way, like if I'm doing crazy stuff with my mouth, it's because I just got done eating popcorn. So I got some kernels, but whatever. So it's feeling more and more intense for you guys. And the reason for this is that we are going through a process of spiritual evolution, of spiritual ascension. We are all being asked to return to our true divine state. I've been talking about this a little bit the last few weeks, months, around how we're really going back to the state of returning to our higher selves. Your higher self is this higher aspect of you. I did a teaching on it on my business page on Facebook, so go to facebook.com/Stef Coaching. But your higher self is this higher aspect of you. It's the spiritual version of who you are, okay? So what I want you to understand is that because everything is energy, science has determined that everything is energy, your higher self is like this super highly charged, energetic, spiritual, beautiful, divine consciousness version of yourself. So you might be this teeny tiny little being here in the physical, this human being, you know, this tiny little being, but then here is your higher self, that higher aspect of yourself that is gigantic, it's ginormous, okay? Think of it as something like an ant compared to an elephant or something, right? And so the ant is you here in the physical, and your higher self, let's just pretend for a minute that it's something like an elephant, it's probably way bigger, and that's all this huge energy. Now, only a tiny little spark of that big energy is within you here in the physical. Because if all of that tremendous energy and power were trying to come into this body, you'd probably blow up because there's too much energy. And how I want to explain that to you is maybe if you have ever traveled abroad and let's say you're going from the US to Europe or maybe Latin America, and so the voltage in the US is 110 volts or whatever it is, something like that, and the voltage in Europe or Latin America is like 220 generally, right? 220 volts. That's like double, right? So when you plug an electrical appliance made in the US that is only able to receive 110 volts per whatever it is, and you try to plug it into something here in Latin America or in Europe or whatever it is that's at double the charge, when you plug it in, immediately it'll blow up on you. It'll just go, and you'll see smokes and all this other stuff, and you're like, oh my God, it's happened to me before. It will just be too much. And so this is why, in order to, we're going through this process of coming back to our divine truth, of coming back to this higher aspect of ourselves, but we can't embody all of that energy all at once. We have to do it incrementally. We have to gradually allow this physical vessel that we're using to have this human experience acclimate to this higher vibrational energy that is coming in, because otherwise it's too much. And so for the people, okay, so this high vibrational energy is very fast moving, it's very light, it's full of unconditional love, it's full of the truth. But when you within your physical vessel are holding on to a lot of density, or holding on to a lot of low vibrational emotions, or holding on to a lot of things that are not in alignment with who your higher self is, I'm talking about judgments and criticisms. If you follow me on my personal Facebook page, I did a post today, I think it was, around how there are so many tragic things going on right now at this time. Currently, at the time of this video, it's March 19th, 2019. And we recently had the Ethiopian airline plane crash. Lots of people lost their lives. We had the shootings in New Zealand recently. Yesterday, apparently, there was a shooting in the Netherlands. All of this crazy stuff. And then we have a lot of things going on in the governments and things and so on, right? And the reason all of this is happening is because all of us as a collective consciousness are asking for a better world where there is justice, there is love, there is peace, there is equality, there is infinite abundance for everyone, there is equal opportunities for everyone, and all of these different things. This is what we have been asking for collectively. So we as a collective have been calling in these higher vibrational energies, because this higher vibrational energy, the faster moving, the higher the energy is, the closer you are to source. And so we've been wanting all of this love, all of this amazing stuff to come in. We've been asking for it, so the energies have been coming in. They've been coming in, they've been pouring here into the planet, into our current reality, to help us, to raise us up and raise us up, to become these vibrational beings that are then a match for the reality that we're calling in. Because in order for us to truly have peace and equality and justice and, you know, all the good things that we want in this world, we have to be willing to shift within ourselves and to shift our own vibrational frequency, to master our energy, and to become a match for that kind of environment, because the world just reflects back to us who we are being, the energy that we're holding, the frequency at which we're vibrating. That's all the world is doing to us. You know, it's just reflecting back who we are. And so we have been calling in this amazing life, this amazing world. And so the energies have been responding. They've been coming in, trying to help us elevate, and release our density, and release all of the hatred, the judgment, the criticisms that we hold within ourselves, the lack of self-worth we hold within ourselves, the hate, the discrimination, the scarcity, the fear. All of this low vibrational stuff has been trying to be purged, okay? Because we've been asking for that, okay? In order for us to create a utopia of a world, okay, we have to match that frequency. This is how manifestation works. You only attract that which you are a vibrational match for. It's just energy. It's just science. It's really that simple. And so we all have to be at a certain vibrational frequency to then be a match for that kind of world and where these kinds of things exist. But so long as we hold on to all of those low vibrational, denser things, we're going to continue to be a match for those low vibrational kinds of events and situations where really horrible or tragic things are happening, and, you know, to people. And so we have been asking for this, and many of you individually in your own lives, not just in the collective, in your own lives, you have been asking for that amazing dream life. You know, you want to be fulfilling your purpose. You want to make a big impact. You want to have a lot of money. You want to have that dream relationship. You want to have that perfect health. You want to have all of these amazing things. And again, the universe has been responding to you, bringing in all these energies to help you elevate your energy so that you can become a match for that life that you want. Because so long as you hold that density within yourself, you're just going to be a match for more density. You're just going to be a match for more difficult, challenging situations, people, all that stuff. It's just the way it is. So this Mercury retrograde energy has been giving us an opportunity to go within and recognize what it is we really need to let go at this time to embody more of that higher vibrational energy that is our higher selves, to become more of our higher selves here in the physical, embody this higher frequency. And as we embody this higher frequency, we then become a match for those amazing things, opportunities, people, whatever it is that we're wanting as we move forward. And so the people that are really feeling it, there are many of you that are really feeling this energy powerfully right now in your lives, okay? This is showing up in the form of physical illnesses. Many of you are getting sore throats, coughs, flus, whatever it is. You're getting aches and pains, neck aches, jaw pain, mouth pain, back pains, feet, skin issues, irritations, all of this different stuff. I myself have been having issues with my tattoo. All of a sudden, my tattoo started getting itchy like crazy, and it's pretty healed. You know, there's no scabs or anything on my tattoo, but all of a sudden, I felt like my tattoo was raising, and it was like coming out of my, I can't even explain it, like just raising, like lifting up, and it would itch me like, I don't know, it would just start itching so bad, and I would scratch it to the point where one day I woke up and I had like a really red mark here on my arm because I had scratched it so hard. And I was like, what is this about, universe? What is this about? Because all of these things that we chalk up to, oh, it's just allergies, it's just, you know, the weather, it's just whatever it is, nothing is a coincidence, people. Nothing is a coincidence. Not any single thing that shows up in your life is a coincidence, because the universe doesn't make any mistakes. The universe is perfect in its mathematical equations, and it knows exactly what needs to show up where and how and all of these different things, and they're always messages for you. And it's a matter of whether you decide to tune into the message or not. I tuned into my message, and I was like, what in the world is this about? My tattoo actually says, remember who you are, and it has many different meanings to it, but it's basically about me really embodying my higher self. And when it was itchy and it was raising and all this other stuff, I was like, okay, obviously I got to embody more of my higher self. Obviously there's some stuff I got to look at there to really release whatever's going on within me so that this itchiness can disappear. And as I did my part around that, the itchiness disappeared. It went away. Okay, so many of you are experiencing these kinds of things at this time, you know, I don't know, stomach issues, whatever it is, because it's a message from your higher self to you. Your higher self is trying to communicate to you whatever it is that you need to let go of at this time to really embody more of who you truly are, so that you can continue to move forward with your life and with the creation of what you desire to experience in your life with so much more ease and grace, so that you're able to really step into your purpose, your true purpose, you know, moving forward at this time. And so when you are experiencing these many different physical symptoms, you got to do your part and tune into that and see what that's really all about, and not dismiss it and not think, oh, I'm just going to take these pills, or I'm just going to do these things. I mean, you can, that's your choice if you want to do that. But at least in my experience, the fastest way that I release physical symptoms is by tuning in and seeing what the message is. And as soon as I recognize what it is, almost immediately the symptoms will shift right away. Every time I have some kind of throat issue or something, and I'm like, what is this really about? And then I tune into that, immediately it'll go away. It's just the way it is. This itchiness, it lasted for a few days, and when I finally decided to tune into it, I was like, what is this about? 3 days, man, it's been driving me crazy. And then as I did my part around that, it started going away. Okay? And so it's manifesting in these physical symptoms to let you know you need to let this stuff go to be more of who you truly are, right? It's also manifesting a lot in the form of emotional highs and lows. Okay, this is very common during Mercury retrograde at any point in time. So if you're watching this way out in the future, this is very common for Mercury retrograde. People have highs and lows because, again, everything is slowing down to really give you an opportunity to feel into what it is you need to let go of right now at this time. You don't have to let go of the bajillion different things that you know that you're aware you have to let go of or whatever, because this is what happens a lot of times for those of you in the spiritual community that you believe, you know, in healing and releasing and all these different things. A lot of times it's like, oh, I gotta heal so much stuff, I gotta release all this stuff. Like, no, you don't gotta release all of it. You just gotta release whatever you gotta release right now at this time. That's it. You just got to be willing to let go of what's really important right here, right now for you, and tune into that and see what that's about. And so that way you don't continue to experience the emotional highs and lows. I've had a few days here and there where one day, you know, I'll be really great for a minute, and then 2 hours later I'm down, and then I'm up and I'm down, and I'm like, what is going on here? I don't feel this way normally. What is this about? And so I would have to sit down, go within, figure it out. What is this really teaching me? What is this about? And as soon as I do my part around that, as soon as I maybe do some inner child energy releasing or some journaling or whatever it is that I need to do in that moment that I feel called to do, I instantly feel better. I instantly go back up to my normal state and I'm fine. And I've been having a pretty great time with this Mercury retrograde energy. You know, I've had ups and downs, me personally, a few days here and there, but for the most part, this has been the best Mercury retrograde of my personal experience, because I do my part to tune in and see what that emotional high and low is really about. And so with that, some of you who have been feeling the roller coaster, who have been feeling up and down, you're like, I just want to get rid of this. I just want this to be gone. I'm done with this. I'm sick and tired of Mercury retrograde, and I just want to feel better again, and I want to feel high. And I'm telling you that if you have that belief that you need to push it away because Mercury retrograde is something bad and you can't stand how it's making you feel or whatever it is, then you're doing yourself a great disservice. You really are doing yourself a great disservice by not appreciating this moment that you are being given to have this really dense feeling come up to your awareness and help you see something that normally you're not aware of. because you're not aware that these things are going in within you until you really feel them a lot of times, until you're like, oh my God, what is this thing that keeps bothering me? What is this about? Because most of the times we're busy with our day-to-day activities. Most of the time, we're, especially as entrepreneurs, we want to do this and we want to do that, and we have clients and all these other things, or personal lives. We have children, we have homes we have to clean, all these different things. We're always on the go. But when we are confronted with this period of going within, that is Mercury retrograde, a lot of times, or different energetic periods during the year, it really helps us to really feel what we've always had within ourselves. Always, always, always. It's always been there. It's like you have a cupboard in your kitchen that when you really go into it and you do that deep spring cleaning, you notice one of those cupboards is really dirty, and it has a lot of like cobwebs and I don't know, all kinds of gross stuff, expired food and all this other stuff. And you didn't notice it before because you were messing with the other cupboards and getting things from the other cupboards, and you were busy doing other things in the kitchen, and you weren't paying attention to that one cupboard that was really dirty and gross and needed your attention. But then when this energy slows down, it really gives you the opportunity to go check that out and see what you have there, so that you can release that energy and continue to move forward with your life. That's really what it is. And so when you don't give yourself this opportunity to recognize what these emotions are really trying to tell you, what they're trying to bring up for you, what they're bringing your awareness to, then if you're not making the time for that, then you don't have that greater self-awareness that you need to then be able to have that clarity that you need, that personal empowerment that you need, that lighter vibration that you're able to embody. Because if you don't bring it to your awareness and you don't clear that stuff, it's just going to stay in your vibration. It's just going to continue to keep you at a lower state and continue to manifest from that space. But if you do your part around that, and you release what you have to release, you raise your vibration, you increase your frequency. So you get to move forward with more ease and grace. You get to manifest more easily what you want. You get to be more of a match for the things that you truly desire, right? And that's how it can help you. But it's a matter of you going within and seeing the blessing in all of that and doing your part around that. And so if you've been really experiencing the really big highs and lows, or if you've been all of a sudden, feeling like, oh, you just came and hit against a brick wall or something like that, that's a really great opportunity for you to see some really deep stuff that you have to let go of at this time, because these feelings are going to continue to become more noticeable as we move forward, okay? As we continue to move forward with this journey of spiritual evolution, and more of these energies continue to come in and continue to help us acclimate to this higher vibrational environment that we're existing in, we're going to feel these more and more and more. And if you have some really deep stuff, some really, really deep stuff you have to let go of, you're going to really feel the intensity of those emotions. Okay, I'm talking about all that past childhood stuff a lot of times, a lot of deep things around not believing in yourself, not feeling worthy, comparing yourself to others, not, feeling good enough, all this other stuff. Like, that's a lot of times why you feel the really heavy stuff. That makes you feel sluggish, that makes you just want to sleep and not do anything and all this other stuff. And there are many ways of addressing these different things. There's no one size fits all for everyone. Sometimes a nap is the best thing you can do for yourself. Self-care is the best thing you can do for yourself. Journaling is the best thing. Taking a walk, doing inner child energy releasing. There are many different ways to address these things. You have to allow your intuition to guide you to what's best for you. But in some way, shape, or form, you have to bring the true reason behind that low vibrational emotion that you're feeling to your awareness, and see what that's really about, to let that go, to get it out of your system so that you can continue to move forward with ease and grace. Okay? And so there are some of you that, because you've been feeling the intensity of this energy and it's been having your emotions go all kinds of crazy, you've been coping with it. You've been managing it to the best of your ability. Maybe it's binge watching TV. Maybe it's getting lost on the internet, scrolling through social media things. Maybe it's eating. It's doing something to distract you, which isn't inherently wrong. But again, if you're not really giving yourself the opportunity and the space to go within and see what that's about, and you're just trying to numb the feelings or the emotions in some kind of way and do other things to kind of distract you, I mean, that's some people's technique, and if that works for you, that works for you. But at least what I personally teach my clients is I always teach them to have that greater awareness to see what is that about. Don't just cope. Don't just manage. You know, see what that's about, and then you'll never have to cope or manage because you get it out of your system once and for all. That's the way I see it. You know, it's for me, at least, it's the equivalent to you have a weed and you either cut the top off, but then you still have the weed and it grows back, or you get to the root of it and then you dig it out and it doesn't come back. So I always try to go to the root to the best of my ability, get that stuff out, and then it doesn't bother me anymore. Then I don't have to cope with it anymore. I don't have to handle it or manage it or whatever it is. I just get it done, and I'm just like moving forward with my life. So this energy is asking you to really be who you truly are, and that might be speaking your truth. Okay? I've been speaking my truth a lot. I've been sharing a lot of really contrasting views and perspectives around many different things, especially around the spiritual teachings and stuff, you know, things that some people might really disagree with or whatever it is. I've been speaking my truth, you know, for this new level at which I'm at. My higher self has a greater understanding of things, and I've been having to really speak that and share that without being afraid of people judging me or criticizing me or thinking badly of me or whatever. Speaking my truth. And that doesn't mean just speaking what you want to say, but also speaking your desires. What is it that you really want in life? Some of you don't even declare what you really want in life because you don't believe that it's possible for you. You're too afraid of stating it out loud because then that kind of makes it a little bit more real. And then you start questioning, like, but how am I going to make that happen? How is it going to show up for me and this and that? So you keep it to yourself. You don't even verbalize it, right? So this is speaking your truth on many levels, you know, sharing your true thoughts and feelings, sharing your true desires, really speaking those true emotions or things that you hold within yourself for so long that you really have to get out once and for all. Instead of continuing to hold it back and repress it and not want to deal with it and all this other stuff, you've got to get that out, because you got to understand that your higher self, this higher version of you that is connected to source, that is connected to the truth of who you are, that you're a being of unconditional love and infinite abundance, this version of yourself doesn't hold any resentment and judgment and hate and ill feelings and all this other stuff. Doesn't have any of that going on. Your higher self is this energetic being, this consciousness of pure, positive, loving energy, of infinitely abundant energy. But it's really trying to move you in that direction of embodying that truth, of remembering who you truly are. And the more that you resist because you're holding on to all of this stuff that you're not expressing, you're not releasing, the harder you make it on yourself. The more you will feel it within your body, within your life. You will manifest it as situations going wonky, you know, people arguing with you, certain setbacks, whatever other troubles you may have in your personal life at this time, you're going to see it manifested in that way. And so this is an opportunity for you to really speak your truth, be who you truly are, to really move forward more powerfully with the things that you want to create in your life. Because many of you, as I said earlier, you want to have all of these amazing things, the amazing house and income and relationship and health and money and whatever it is, vacations and trips and all of these amazing things that you want to do, and you can perfectly do it if it's really in your heart to want to do those things. If you feel really called to do those things, it's because you're meant to do them. But what's not allowing for you to do them is your own lack of belief. It's your own lack of confidence. It's your own self-worth issues. You're under the illusion that you're not worthy. You're under the illusion that you can't do it, that you're not capable, that nobody would want to pay you, or that you can't do this and all this other stuff. You're under these illusions. And your higher self isn't. Your higher self is like, what the crap is wrong with you? You got this. I got you. Let's do this. Move forward. Believe in yourself. Take action. Stop holding yourself back. Stop allowing your perfectionism to debilitate you, or your procrastination to hold you back from taking action, or whatever other stories. Move forward. Let's go. You've been asking for this amazing life. I'm trying to get you there. Come follow me. And you're like, no, but wait, I'm not good enough yet. I'm not ready. Wait, but I got to release all these things and this and that. And you're holding, it's literally like your higher self is trying to move you forward and you're just sitting on your butt. And I don't mean that to make you feel bad or anything like that about yourself, because a lot of times this is unconscious. We don't realize how much we're resisting. We don't. Even if we do a lot of personal development stuff in our lives and we do a lot of energy releasing, a lot of times we, no matter what stage we're at, we still resist on some level. Because if we didn't resist, we would be at that next level and that next level and that next level. We would be where we want to be by now. So on some level, we're all resisting. And it's a matter of really being aware and recognizing, where are you resisting? Where are you holding yourself back? And I have to bring that to my own awareness as well for myself. I recognized yesterday for myself where I was holding myself back in certain ways, and I was giving myself some BS story and for why I'm not showing up more powerfully in different spaces. And I was like, what is this crap? Like, hello, I cannot make the impact I want to make if I keep telling myself the story and give myself an easy way out for not showing up. No matter how right I might think my belief may have been or whatever at the time, I can't continue to do that. So I had to shift that and move forward more in my power. And so this is what it is if you feel it intensely, it's because your higher self, you, first of all, you here in the human physical world, you have been very dissatisfied with your life. You have been very dissatisfied with your circumstances. You have been very dissatisfied with your experiences, and you have been asking for more and more and more and all of the best things ever. You have been asking and asking and asking, and your higher self in the spiritual, non-physical world has been trying to get you there and trying to get you there and has been preparing everything for you to go where you have been asking to go. But on some level, there's been resistance. There has been a not allowing of you allowing yourself to move forward, of you taking maybe those action steps that you needed to take, showing up more powerfully, believing in yourself more. Whatever it is, on some level, you've been resisting. And because you have asked so greatly, you have asked for with such intensity, you have asked for so long, and that stuff has been prepared in the non-physical for you, and it's all being worked out in the non-physical already. It's all lined up for you, but you've been asking and asking, and you haven't yet manifested that. And so now, right now, you're feeling the heaviness, you're feeling the intensity of it. That is only magnifying for you, bringing to your awareness, how can I put this in words that will make sense? How it makes sense in my head. I'm trying to translate the energy. The intensity that you're feeling right now is only showing you how much you're not allowing yourself to receive the amazing things that your higher self has already created for you, that you have already asked for. It is that unconscious inner knowing that you have within yourself that there is better down the road. There is this amazing thing or amazing life or whatever it is down the road for you, unconsciously, on an unconscious level, that part of you that knows what your higher self knows. It knows that amazing life is there. And so that this intense discomfort that you're feeling right now is that inner knowing that you're not allowing yourself to be where you want to be, that you're not allowing yourself to experience what has already been created for you in a non-physical form to experience. And all you need to do is allow yourself little by little to receive those things and become that person, and so on. And gradually, the things that have been lined up non-physically will start materializing in the physical for you, and you will experience that. So this discomfort right now, this deep satisfaction, this heaviness right now is just your unconscious way of knowing that you're not really allowing yourself the things that you have already created on some level, that the universe has already helped you to create on some level. That's all it is. Hope that made sense to you, because that's the best way I could translate that. So that's really all it is. And so it's just basically showing you how much you're not embodying this higher version of you, how much you're resisting, how much you're holding on to your ego, your limiting fears, your beliefs, your emotional stuff, and you're not allowing yourself to really experience the wholeness of who you are, the abundant version of you, the powerful version of you truly. That's all it is. And so this is a process that we're all going through, embodying more and more of our higher self. And again, this process, you're going to continue to feel it more and more and more as we go down the future, because the energy is going to continue to increase and increase. And it's going to ask you to release all of these heavy things, because this low vibrational energy cannot exist in these higher vibrational energetic states. They cannot. They can't exist at the same level. You have to rise up to meet the collective energy where it's at. Because this higher consciousness that we are experiencing, we are embodying, we are anchoring here into this planet at this time, it is not going to lower back down and accept mediocrity and fear and hate and scarcity. It's not going to lower itself back down. It's going to keep going up and up and up, and you have to raise yourself up. You have to get yourself up there to the best of your ability, over and over and over again. So this is really what's going on, okay? I really want you to do your absolute best moving forward to catch yourself every time you're in doubt, every time you don't believe in yourself, every time you resist taking an action step or a decision that you know you need to be taken to move yourself forward, but you're not taking it out of fear because you're telling yourself these stories, these things that you're believing that are not real. They're not real, but they're really real in your mind because you give them so much power and you think that's the truth, and it's not. It's not. And so recognize moving forward when you're falling into these old patterns, these habits, these thought forms, these ways of behaving, and shift out of that. Shift out of that to the best of your ability. Get help that you need to release that, because again, it's going to keep showing up in your life over and over again until you really release that low vibrational stuff, because you cannot hold on to that low vibrational energy any longer. You're just going to have to release it on some level. And the people that are not releasing it, a lot of times are having the most challenges. They're having health difficulties and all kinds of difficulties in their lives. And so it's in your best interest to do your best to release these things and to really move through this to the best of your ability. Bring things to your awareness. Is there anything else I need to say? So this is what I really wanted to share with all of you. Okay? I know for me, when I started getting into this kind of spiritual path and bringing to my awareness all of my deep, stuff, every time I went through these periods, it felt like I was dragging my feet through tar. It felt so heavy and hard, and things would be happening in my life that wouldn't make it any easier. And I was like, oh my God, why is this all happening all at once? This is too much. And I would lose my shit. So I totally understand where many of you are coming from if you're feeling it in this way. But as I've gone on my journey and I've released a lot of this old stuff around my childhood, a lot of this old stuff, that was making me feel small and incapable and all this unworthiness and all this crap. And as I've released it and I've allowed more of my light to shine through, and I've allowed myself to really be able to receive more of this light, more of this energy, when I go through these periods, I don't feel it nearly, as heavy as it used to be. And this is how it can be for everyone. It can literally be much easier to handle when we go through these periods, but you have to be at a higher frequency, because I've been doing this stuff for the last couple of years actively, and so I've significantly raised my frequency. And so it's easier for me to now transition through these things and to move through it very quickly. Okay, but you have to have certain awarenesses in releasing all of these things, and that way slowly you'll increase your frequency and you'll have an easier time as well. Okay, this is what I wanted to share. Let me see if you have any comments here on Facebook. Yes, the universe is pushing us so hard. I wouldn't say pushing us so hard. I would just say, like, me personally at least, I would say it's just the universe trying to help you come back to your truth. So why are you making it hard? Why are you creating the resistance? Because if you would just get into the flow of it and accept that you're divinely worthy and capable and supported and loved, it wouldn't feel hard. So if it feels hard, Why are you resisting that? Why are you resisting the universe's love? Why are you resisting being who you truly are and feeling your own love for yourself? Feeling the love of your higher self, feeling the divine inherent worthiness of your higher self. Why are you resisting yourself, your truth? I think for me, that's a way to look at it. Hey, Salome. Hey, Renee. Hey, Jennifer. No pain, but my house internet doesn't work. I can only work on my phone. Typical Mercury retrograde. Cool. I used to manifest a lot of internet issues in the past as well. I don't manifest them anymore. When you manifest tech difficulties, a lot of times it's because your emotions are, especially you as a psychic, Bertha, we hold powerful energy. People who are empathic or who are very sensitive to energy, a lot of times when your emotions are out of whack because you're going through these heavy energetic periods, you will affect technology all around you. So it won't work. So cell phones, internet, whatever it is, it won't work. So look into that. Hey, Carissa. Hey, Tony. I needed this today. You're so welcome. You're amazing. You're so welcome, Tony. Yes, words of wisdom. She's truly amazing. Oh, thank you, Bertha. Hey, Brandy. Yes, amen. Thanks so much for your insight. You're so welcome. Hey, Tony. Hey, Julia. Hey, Carissa. So much crap to get rid of. Yes. So if you want to learn how much of your higher self you are embodying, because as I said on my personal post today on my page, we have to be the change. We cannot expect the world to become the utopia that we want it to be when we are creating this reality through our vibrational frequency. We have to raise our own frequency. We have to take advantage of these periods such as Mercury retrograde to bring to our awareness what we need to let go of to be able to continue to raise our frequency, to be able to continue to embody more of this light, our true light. As each and every single one of us embodies more of this light, we get to support the expansion and the integration of people's higher selves, all around us. We get to support that because our frequency naturally influences them. It naturally supports them. Maybe you read the post that I did on my personal page yesterday. I was talking about how people who have children, because I work with a lot of parents, apparently, okay? And what I've noticed with working with my clients that have children is that they significantly influence their children's behavior. These children, when they are acting out, when they're fighting with their siblings, when they're bedwetting, when they're doing poorly, or whatever situations these children are experiencing in their lives, a lot of times that's only because their parent is holding something within their energy, and when they bring that to their awareness and they release it, then whatever the issue is with the child magically disappears. They magically become better, well-behaved, they don't act out, whatever it is, the situation shifts out. And so the reason for that is that the parent is influencing everyone around them, their spouse, their children, whatever. And when they shift their frequency, it makes it easier for the people around them, their children in this case, to shift as well, to let go of whatever those behaviors are. And so for us to create, to truly, truly create this shift that we want to see in the world, this global shift, okay, we're accustomed as humans to be very physical and to take matters into our own hands and to do this and to do that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with forming marches and getting petitions signed and forming organizations. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep doing that if that's what you're doing. But one of the best ways that we can really support this collective and massive shift is by each and every single one of us doing our part to individually raise our own frequency, to individually release the things that are keeping us at a lower frequency so that we can shine brightly. And in doing so, we positively influence everyone around us. We help it for them to have an easier journey of raising their own frequency, of coming back to their own truth, because we are being that example for them. We are literally walking and talking and breathing and interacting with people from this higher state, this higher vibrational state, this higher state of consciousness. So we show up differently in the world. We don't speak the way normal people speak, and so people observe that and people see that, and then gradually that creates this domino effect or this ripple effect, and it really goes out into the universe because energy is everything. Energy is number one. So when we raise our own vibrational frequency, we have an elevated energy. it really ripples out into everyone around us and everything around us. This is the way that we can make the most change. So if you want to see how much of your higher self you are embodying, you're always welcomed to download my checklist, because this is really going to let you know when you go through it how much of your higher self you're embodying, what stuff you have within yourself that you need to let go of at this time to really embody more of your higher self, so that as you embody more of your higher self, you can then create whatever you want in your life, in every area of your life, relationships, health, your business, your career, your children, whatever it is that you want. You can have whatever you want when you embody more of your higher self. But to embody more of your higher self, you first have to have awareness around what it is about your beliefs and your behaviors that is keeping you out of alignment with that higher aspect of you. And as you do your part to release those beliefs and those behaviors and all that low vibrational energy, you increase your frequency, you get to embody more of who you truly are, little by little. And as you become this more empowered being and you recognize your power to create your reality, you get to create deliberately more of what you want in these different areas of your life. Because that's what you were here for. You're here to create whatever you want. You're here to really experience that divinity of who you truly are in this physical form. That everything that you desire is totally possible for you. You can have it. The only thing keeping you from having it is your own resistance, your own not allowance of it. You going against the current, the flow of energy of who you are. Because you have these stories, you have these judgments, you have this stuff going on within yourself. So as you release that, you get to become more of who you truly are, right? So this, you can totally download that checklist. It's free. There are 101 beliefs and behaviors you can go through. If you want to see the preview before you download the checklist, because, don't download it if you don't want to. But if you want to see the preview, there is the preview. Let's see here. Hopefully that went through. Okay. And you can click on that and see the first 40 things on the list. And I will send you a few emails here and there to explain some of the things on the list more in depth. And if you really want to start embodying more of your higher self, I invite you to join me in my Remembering Who You Are program. It's an 8-week program, and it really helps you to have the spiritual awareness and the teachings that you need to understand why you're manifesting some of the situations that you're manifesting in your life. Whether that's your business, that's your relationships, you're not getting along with certain people, or you notice you have certain negative judgmental behaviors, or you get triggered, or all of these different things that you feel, this is not what I truly want. This is not my dream life. This is not who I really am when I picture my most high-vibing, amazing, empowered, loving version of myself. If you're noticing that, this is what this program helps you do. It really helps you to really open your heart up, to be more of this beautiful, divine, loving, higher vibrational version of you, to really see the world and the situations and the people with new eyes, to really be able to more quickly and easily identify what it is you hold within yourself that is keeping you in a lower vibrational state that then matches those low vibrational people and situations, and what you need to release within yourself to shift out of that and bring in new people or new situations, or shift away from those things with so much more ease and grace, because you're the creator of your reality. If there is any form of distortion in your life, and by distortion, I mean things that are not what you want it to be. They're just not your ideal life. They're not the picture of your ideal life or your dream life or your perfect life. So when you're seeing distortion in your life, whether that's health, emotional well-being, sense of personal empowerment, you going after your dreams, your relationships with your family, your health, your exercise, how you treat your body, the dialogue that you have with yourself, whatever it is, if you have distortion in your life, you're creating that on some level. And so when you take yourself through this process of these spiritual teachings, and you understand the why behind everything, and you understand how to see everything from a higher perspective, and how to release these things within yourself and so on, it gets to be so much easier, and you get to radically and dramatically move forward. So if you want to be able to have the knowledge, the awareness around how to do this for yourself and embody more of your higher self, so that you have an easier time from here till forever in the future, because these teachings are going to serve you for forever, to more easily continue to embody more and more of who you truly are. And this is a very powerful, life-changing program. It's valued at over $4K because all of my programs are absolutely life-changing. But I'm making it available for $9.99 because I really feel so many people need this information. I really feel so many people are suffering when they don't need it. Some of y'all are making it really, really hard because you're really, really resisting who you truly are. And so that's what this program is helping you do, is really helping you to have an easier time with this stuff, to really identify these things more quickly, shift out of things you got to release out, and keep it moving with so much more ease and grace, and continue to embody more of this true being that you are. Okay, so if you want more info on that, details, payment plans, reach out to me, PM me. We start at the end of the month, so I would really love to have you because I know this is going to change your life 100%. And yeah, I just want to help you to have an easier time with this process of ascension because it doesn't need to be so hard and complicated. I have made it my mission, because I noticed for the first couple of years of my life, as I became a spiritual teacher and I stepped into my psychic gifts and I started helping people work through their stuff, I noticed how I made it so much more harder than it needed to be. And I just refused to make it heavy. At some point last year, I was like, why does it feel so heavy to go through these periods? And I'm sick and tired of it feeling heavy. And I just decided I wanted to be easier because my higher self knew it can be easier. It doesn't have to be this hard. It doesn't have to be this heavy. It doesn't have to be this complicated. My higher self knew that, and I knew that, and started asking for that. And then my higher self took me on this journey of making it easier and making it easier. And I didn't have the easiest time in the beginning because I was resistant. I was trying to make it hard. But as I went along the journey, I was like, okay, it's easier. It really doesn't have to be so hard and complicated. And I can get through this stuff very quickly, and let's do this. And now that's what I get to experience, right? And so that's what I'm wanting to teach people moving forward, because there are people that have beliefs that it needs to be hard and it needs to be so this and that. And I don't subscribe to that anymore. I don't. You know, I'm on the stage of my evolution where I'm like, things can be easy. We can shift out of these low vibrational things easy. We just have to shift our perspective, recognize what it's about, release it. We get to keep moving. It's all about what's going on within yourself, your beliefs, and all this other stuff. So if you want to join me, I invite you to join me. Reach out to me. And I thank you so much for your time. I send you all so much love. I will be teaching more on higher self stuff as I feel called to do it. So definitely be sure to check me out here in the group, Divine Creation, on my business page, Stef and Tarot Coaching. Follow me on my personal page, and I will be doing things on YouTube as well. I teach on YouTube 10 a.m. Central Standard Time every Friday. I do live teachings there. So